We live? We good? Oh, it's just one of those things. I got the wrong slide up right away. We're doing it here, folks. I probably look yeah, I look really gold. I'm sure it looks terrible on I can't even check. I got 70 different things happening. Welcome to Adam Does Movies Live. I apologize profusely for being late. I was gonna try something new tonight. And you know what? I'm gonna bring this up on my other I want to bring this up on the other browser just to see what we're dealing with. Let me look at what we got. We're doing tech support today because, again, I decided, as I always do, last second to do a few different things. Shake it up. Let's view the channel. Let's check out the live stream, watching myself. Oh, it's not that bad, actually. I don't think it's that bad. Little bit of bronzer, like I'm out in the sun for a while. Got a good tan going. I think that's fine. Oh, well, people are saying serious Tyson vibes. Okay, well, okay, I guess we can try to make adjustments. It always goes well when I do this, though. So, do we do it? Do we dare mess with a good thing? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do. Let's mess with it for just a second. It's going to be a fun show. It'll be probably an hour. I got a few different things to go over. I'm going to be talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, believe it or not. It seems crazy considering what the output has been lately. I'm going to talk about that How to Train Your Dragon trailer. How to Train Your Dragon. I apologize. Minecraft. There's a Popeye trailer for some reason. I don't even want to go into that one. And yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I might do a little impromptu rant about live action movies in general based on hit animated films and my thoughts on them. I think that would be nice and fun and spicy. As always, super chats are the name of the game. I would appreciate it. All right, let me go into the camera really quick. So the exposure, everything. Okay, we can slightly adjust the temperature. This might go absolutely insane. I want to warn you, this could get nuts. Just by just by barely tweaking things. Saturation. Let's put the saturation down a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. How does that look? Does that make me look Casper White as I should be? As the Minnesota weather has made me over the years, although I am in South Carolina now. And yeah, I've been dabbling in the sun. I've been getting tans here and there. I'm hearing stellar from the comments. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to close out of that. We're going to assume everything else is perfect. I'm not going to... Oh no, what? Oh no, now I'm hearing more issues. Let me look again. Jesus Christ. This is gonna be great on playback. Hey, good news. Everything today that I'm doing live, I'm also record. Oh, that looks, I mean, it doesn't look really any different to me, to be honest with you. Anyway, this could be an audio only for you. Let's just do it that way. Okay, as I was saying, super chats always appreciated, especially around the holidays. If you didn't know, I got a birthday in a few days. Maybe a preemptive happy birthday, Adam. Here you go. Here's a couple bucks. I feel bad for you, sort of a situation. Anyways, what I was gonna say is I am going to be recording all of these segments separately. I actually have a phone right underneath my camera, right underneath my camera within a camera. It's cameraception. Christopher Nolan would be proud. I'm recording the audio, and I'm probably going to get 3 or 4 videos out of this. So it's kind of like you're seeing kind of the director's cut behind the scenes video of what it'll eventually turn into. That's kind of fun. Other channels do that. This is not like a new radical thing, but yeah, anyway. Super chats are great. Patreon, become a member. Patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's a $1 tier over there, which gives you access to 300 exclusive videos. Plus, I put 3 new ones out every month, depending on your tier level. You get different ones. I have a vlog coming up here for the big boys, the Mithril level memberships, on my second half of the Disney tour that I took with my family. We went there for vacation, went to Typhoon Lagoon. This is Typhoon Lagoon specific. Short for specific, of course. All right, let's get into it. Let me bring up the first. I had these little tabs created just for you guys. And there it is. Look at that. Look at that. That's for you. It's only for you. Legends say Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the greatest actor to ever walk the face of the earth. And by legends, I mean Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says that. He actually just recently compared the viewing of Red 1 to Oppenheimer in theaters. Now, I saw Oppenheimer in theaters and I saw Red 1. And I have to say, disingenuous is a generous statement for what he had said, because those are 2 vastly different films in terms of both style, substance, and quality on the big screen. So now I don't think that that's a fair assessment, The Rock Johnson. But you know what is fair? Him being one of the #1 stars in Hollywood right now. That's true. He is one of the most bankable stars currently working, and has been for the last almost decade. One of the highest paid actors, averaging around $20 million. I think that's pretty insane. And I'm not so sure he's worth it anymore. Let's talk about it really briefly, or for like 20 minutes, whatever I decide to do, because I like to ramble on. Here, Red 1, I found to be pretty bad. Not terrible. It's watchable. It's a Christmas movie, and so I guess therefore it's fine. Christmas movies do not have the highest bar, although I do think Christmas Vacation, Home Alone 1 and 2, and you could maybe say Grumpy Old Men, and Grumpy Old Men have a Christmas element to them. They're up there. Those are some of the greatest movies ever, in my humblest of opinion. I think Home Alone 2 is superior to the first, but I'm getting off track. My point is, Red 1 not doing well at the box office, even if it is an okay film for some people. And I don't knock anybody for enjoying it. Listen, you put down your hard-earned cash, you want to see Christmas get saved by a giant monster of a man and the dude that used to play Captain America, you're going to get your money's worth for 2 hours. You know who's not getting their money's worth? The studio that put this film out, which is interesting because it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's studio. And it's also doubly interesting that he made over doubly the amount of cash for this one. The last several movies have seen him making around 20 mil. Mil short for million, of course. With Jumanji 2 seeing a couple million bump. You got a raise, because the first Jumanji... I'm old enough to remember when it was pretending to be Jumanji 2. That's right. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle is a sequel to the old 90s classic. So Jumanji 3, he got a bump in pay. And yeah, I think he was making like 22, 23 million. You know what? I have a doc up, short for document, that says what he made on some of these movies. Did I get rid of the doc? Short for document? Yeah, I did. Of course I did. Oh, no, here it is. Jumanji, The Next Level, he made $23.5 million. The first one, he made, I guess I don't know, Jungle Cruise, not to be confused with Jumanji. They're two totally different films, believe it or not. In Jungle Cruise, he made $22 million. Red Notice, not to be confused with Red One. He also made around $23 million. You're getting the pattern here. Black Adam, $22.5 million. So it just makes sense that he would make $50 million for Red One. $50 million. Are you out of your fucking mind? What? Was Robert Downey Jr. even making that? I mean, Robert Downey was getting like a percentage of the revenue from those Avengers movies. So he's a billionaire. And that goes without saying. Dwayne Johnson's probably up there as well. The Red One made around $33 million opening weekend box office of a $250 million budget. This movie's not going to come close to making what it needs to be successful. I've said this time and time again. Other people have spit this shit out, but a movie in this day and age needs to make double its box office revenue in order to break even. You need to make double. So 250 times 2, carry the one. It needs to make $500 million. That's 500 million for those that are just as bad as math as I am. Well, I guess I'm better because I figured that out in my head. But no, it needs to make about 500 million just to square things up. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of marketing behind this movie. So it probably needs to make around 600 million to be a comfortably successful film. But The Rock already made his money from his own production studio. Now, of course, take this info with a grain of salt. It's coming online, so you just don't know what you can trust anymore. But I checked out different sources. They're all saying the same thing, around 50 million. That's insane, especially coming off of his last couple movies, one of which was Red Notice. Hard to even gauge the success of that film unless we go by Netflix's, like, the most streams sort of a situation. I don't know how they calculate success over there. The amount of subscribers that join the day it launches, the amount of people that hit play on the home screen. It's really hard to dissect. The one before that was Black Adam. Black Adam did not do well. The power dynamic did not change. So there was not a realignment. There was not a restructuring of the superhero DCEU nonsense. Let's take a look. I think I brought that up. I think I had that number. Black Adam. Yeah, Black Adam grossed just shy of $400 million. Some people might call that a success. Well, when your budget is $260 million, not bloody likely. That's a failure on all accounts. He has had a lot of success, though, at the box office over the years. Both of those Jumanji movies were very financially successful, and supposedly they are finally rounding that trilogy out. They're calling it a trilogy, even though it's technically the fourth movie, right? We're still pretending that. But this will be Dwayne Johnson, believe it or not, his first trilogy of all time, out of all the years and all the movies he's tried. But if we look back on his sordid history, we have The Rundown, which lost money, was not financially successful, and I still think The Rundown is probably his best movie to date. We have Walking Tall, actually lost money, didn't even make back its budget. So he's 0 for 2 right out of the gates. Of course, he was part of the successful Scorpion King. Well, no, not that movie. He was part of the successful Mummy, meaning Mummy 2, where he was the Scorpion King in that awful CG render at the end of the film. That let him kind of jumpstart his career, where he would make several bombs in a row and then keep getting work for some reason because he's so charismatic. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I have no beef with him. I have nothing against him. I think he has that charisma, that it factor. Of course, he brought it with onto the big screen from The Ring. I just don't know if he is a bankable star, and I don't know if he ever actually has been. So Jumanji feels like the outlier. These are two movies that very much are about, he's one of the central characters. Yes, Jack Black's in there. You got other actors that are, like rounding out the cast, but Dwayne is front and center. And then there are other films he's done that have been financially successful. Rampage, Skyscraper. Why do I know these things? That's almost just as depressing. That's almost just as depressing as knowing that he made $50 million for a Christmas film. I mean, holy shit. He made $50 million to pretend to save Santa Claus. Let that sink in, folks, while you're working your 9 to 5, busting your ass off. What did I do with my life? What the hell was I thinking? I should have been hitting the gym 24/7. I should have been getting into the ring, coming up with catchphrases, working on the eyebrow lift, the pop. Instead, I'm out here like a jackass, performing like a monkey for what, a few bucks a day on YouTube. That's depressing. That's really sad. But I digress. Let's move past it. His number one highest grossing franchise isn't even one he started or was even there halfway through, which is Fast and the Furious. He joined around what, like 6 or 7 or 8? It's so hard to keep track of them. And yes, they're always very financially profitable, but that's not his doing. All right, these were not his movies, and I think if you remove him from the situation, these movies still succeed regardless. And I think that could be stated about a lot of the movies he was in. Rampage, based off of a very popular old video. Well, maybe it's not very popular, but it's a video game, a classic that everybody knows about, I would think. My kids know about it. San Andreas, incredibly popular movie, made a lot of money. There was supposed to be a sequel. I don't know what happened to that, but yeah, very financially successful. It's a disaster movie with a couple hot leads. You throw in Dwayne. I think Dwayne could have been taken out. You could have put in anyone in this role, and they put John Cusack in a natural disaster film. John Cusack is not like an action star. I like John Cusack as an actor. I think he's a very fun, pleasant person to watch on screen, but I think it just tells me that these roles are interchangeable. They're disposable. And that's why I think maybe Dwayne Johnson's best days are behind him. And what does he have to show for it? Millions of adoring fans, sculpted physique, a bunch of houses, a bunch of bottles full of piss because he can't be bothered to get up and go to the bathroom. Millions upon millions of dollars in the bank account, hundreds of millions, billions. Like, what a sad life he's lived. I think it's time to sunset Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or better yet, put him where he truly belongs, as a badass supporting role. I think that's where, or we just put him in movies that are a little bit less insane with the budgets. $250 million, $50 million for him. Are you out of your mind? Make some smaller, like $80 million movies. And I think you'll see a good return on investment. And then Dwayne really becomes a bankable star. But these are getting out of hand. And I want to know why. Is it because of his ego? Is it because he's pushing for bigger scale and more explosions and more marketing, and that's what's ballooning these budgets? Or is it the studio thinking we got to go? It's probably him. Let's be honest. It's probably him. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Please comment below and let me know. I want to know, is Dwayne Johnson bankable? Is he the guy still that should be at the top of the ticket when you think about going to a movie? I know there is a good amount, especially here in America, that love the guy. I try not to go to Walmart that often, but when I did go there from time to time and veer into the electronics department, they had a dedicated section for The Rock. He had his own wall of movies. All of his hits were there. The Tooth Fairy, and That actually brings up my last point. I forgot about his most billable films were the Disney crap he did, where they team him up with a cute little kid because you have this like David and Goliath thing, this giant monster of a man and this tiny cute little kid. Hijinks ensue. Those movies made a ton of money because they didn't cost much. And yeah, they're family films. It just works. It works. You get the dads in there because they want to see The Rock. You get the moms and the kids. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, bada penis. It's money. And on that note, we'll end it there. Okay, we got one off. I think I did that all right. You know, I think I'm just going to record this whole thing. We'll just keep it going. I lost my stream. I hope I'm still streaming. I didn't even think to check. I just kind of was going with the flow. And I didn't really pay attention. It looks like I did. Okay. So just so everybody knows, this is kind of a, you know, behind the scenes of me filming a few different topics live, but I'm also going to edit these down so that you have them in digestible 7 to 8 minute videos on YouTube. I'm looking in 2 different cameras right now. So slight eye adjustment. I got to remember which one I'm actually looking at. Mr. P says, don't worry, the stream is fine. All right, since I'm in between sets, I guess we could say, let's look at the super chats. A couple came in. One, actually, let me hide my my little branding thing. Let's bring back up the logo. Okay, shot out of a cannon. We got White Noise for $10. Thank you, White Noise. Fine. Here's a birthday super chat for you, big guy. I appreciate that, White Noise. A spry 42 years young is where I'm sitting. You know what? I am going to take off that branding because it's covering up the super chat. I don't like that either. Or, you know, you see it peeking out behind there. I don't like the peekaboo. Shadow Humor for $5. Appreciate it, Shadow Humor. He's the Billie Eilish of movies. Overrated. Shots fired across the bow at Billie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Billie's all right. What do you want from me? Na, 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 na. Actually, I don't even know if that is Billie because there's like 4 different female singers that kind of sound the same. I mean, and I think they all took her style. Overrated maybe, but she did kind of set a new trend, or at least she's the one that popularized whoever did it first. Brother Koch, $2. He is no Arnie. Hell no, he's not. And Arnold had a couple franchises, didn't he? I mean, besides the Terminator, what did he have? He had a couple Conan Barbarian films. What else did Arnie have for franchises? He was only in the one Predator. What the hell am I blanking on? Arnold franchises. Movie. Let's do movie franchises. Conan, Terminator. I guess he didn't have any others. Sly Stallone has 3 of them. He's got Rocky. He's got more. He's got Rocky. He's got Rambo. He's got the crappy Expendables movies. He's got the crappy, what are those prison ones called? Escape Plan or something. And Arnold's in one of those, I believe. Sly is like the king of making trilogies, franchise films. All right, should we get to the next topic here? I think we get to the next topic. I think that's fine. I think that's fair. Okay. Ooh, okay. There's a brand new Minecraft trailer out, the second one. First one was terrible. Watching this one, I thought to myself, wow, there's no way they could top the absolute trash that first film was, that first trailer reveal. It was giving me huge shades of Sonic the Hedgehog when they originally showed it, and that thing looked like an absolute disgusting pile of ass. It was more like a Sonic, if you know the meme, than a Sonic. But here we are with the second Minecraft trailer, and I have to tell you, I'm surprised. Much like when they redid Sonic's trailer and they gave us a beautiful, true to form character rendition. They've done it To a lesser extent with Minecraft. No, they didn't change anything. It's still a bunch of live action folks standing in front of green screens and beautifully rendered Minecraft world. But I will say the full trailer gives me a lot more hope. I showed it to my kids. The resident Minecraft professional here, Connor, who's 12 and a half, emphasis on the half for him. He's into it. He thinks it looks pretty good. And the first trailer turned him off big time. He was very trepidatious, saying, I don't know about this. I don't know about this, sir. He calls me sir. He comes up to me and he says, sir, with tears in his eyes. I cannot believe what they did to Minecraft. And I said, I know, little child. I don't know what to say. This is horrendous. This is horrible. It's egregious. It's awful. Jackie Childs would have more words to say on the matter, but he's this fictitious character from Seinfeld, and we're living in the reality we're in. But Minecraft, in their infinite wisdom, went all in on Jack Black. And I guess I have to say bravo, because originally when I saw him as Steve, I thought, wow, this is the stupidest idea ever. Just because he's been in successful films based on video games like Mario doesn't mean you have to go back to the Jack Black well. That's like going back to the Chris Pratt well every time you have to voice some sort of an animated iconic character. I'm looking at you, Garfield. But Jack Black was actually good in this trailer, and he kind of got me a little into it. As for the rest of the cast, not so much. Jason Momoa, I don't know what the hell he's supposed to be in this film. He said he was like a professional 80s arcade player or something. He kind of offhandedly alludes to something that he was really good at back in the day. So my guess is most of this ragtag crew, if not all of them, are professional gamers of sorts. So they're going to be able to figure this world of Minecraft out. Jack Black, Steve, he's been there for a while. We learn a little bit of his history, how he found his way into the game or the game world, because he's always been drawn to mining, as we all are as children. But he really took to it, and he went deeper and deeper into the mines until he found a secret entryway into a completely new world. A world full of riches, wonders, skeletons, pig people, exploding creatures. Listen, I played Minecraft. I'm familiar. You have to build a crafting table. You got to get a bunch of wood. You gotta mine shit. You got to build armor. I die constantly in the game. It makes me anxiety ridden, and I'm not one that has anxiety typically. So yeah, the game is miserable for me, but my son loves it. He loves to create. And this trailer is kind of giving me that vibe now. The wonder that you can see, the wonder that you can build. We see a lot of it in this trailer. Kids are popping. I was just going to say something that was going to come out completely wrong. Kids are popping wood left and right. Very excited to be here. No, they're going to be chopping wood. We're doing a lot of that in this movie. I saw at one point Jason Momoa jumps off the side of a ledge. Looks like he had some sort of wing apparatus. Looks like there's going to be some fun action. We got explosions. We got some, you know what? I haven't been a fan of the music in either of these trailers. Hopefully it's not a bunch of pop bullshit in the final film. There were traces, there were hints of the Minecraft music sprinkled throughout, and I appreciate that. Hopefully we get full versions of that in the film, in the final product. As it stands, I am looking forward to this one out a lot more than I was prior, which is to say I wasn't. I had about as much interest in going to Minecraft as I do to going to Wicked in a couple days with my daughter. Wicked, part 1, which they're not telling you in the trailers. It's a part 1, and it's a 2.5-hour film musical. Kill me. To be fair, I've gone to musicals where I thought for sure they were going to be bad, La La Land, and I came away freaking floored with how good they were, La La Land. So there's a possibility that Wicked blows me away. We'll see. It's getting really good early buzz, but we're focused on Minecraft right now, so let me get back to it. Very visually eye-popping. As I said earlier, it does look like they're standing in front of a green screen. I can't get rid of that. The interactions with the world just don't seem very natural. You know, like Jack Black is holding up whatever that cube thing is. I didn't get that far into the game to know what the hell that is. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like he's really holding this object. So yeah, there's definitely some of that missed opportunity I think you would get if you made this animated like a Mario Brothers movie. I don't know why they didn't go that route, but this is where we're at. We are at the acceptance phase of this process. At first, it was shock and awe and terror, maybe depression, maybe a little bit of anger, but we have finally skipped forward, I think, most of us, to the acceptance phase. We're willing to see where this movie goes. The director, very bizarre choice. It's the guy that did Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which is where he's got Jack Black back again. It's his boy. He's more of an indie director doing a very big scale film. And yeah, we'll see what he brings to the table. He has some good quirky humor. I'm not seeing it here in the trailers, but it very much could be present in the live film. And that would be great. I think that would be very interesting. And it would definitely kind of mirror some of the dark humor you find in the game. All right, those are my thoughts on Minecraft Trailer 2, much improved. I don't know if it's the trailer's doing or it's just this is where we're at now. Some time has passed, some healing has happened, and we're at the acceptance phase. So let me know your thoughts on the trailer, what you are thinking about it. Is it tickling your fancy, as they used to say in the 1800s? Or is it not cooking for you? I don't even think I'm using that. Is it cooking? Let it cook. Let him cook. Who cares? You cook in Minecraft. Let me know. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe. Hopefully I catch you next time. Take care. All right. There we have it, folks. That's how you plow through it with some of the stuff you say makes sense and a lot of it not. But you just keep moving. You just keep swimming. Oh, shit. We got any more super chats in between? Do I have water in here? I'm going to get some water. I'll be back. I found water. It was just out in the other room. I got my small little jug of water that I drink. I wish Nike was paying me for this, but they're not. So I should try to turn this so they're not getting the free marketing. There we go. Oh shit, I had my son's hat down here. I could have worn the Minecraft hat while I was doing this. What a wasted opportunity that was. All right, between these, let's see if we got some supers. We got a couple. Let me hide my little pop-up. Can't find anything on this damn app. Here we go. These damn kids and their apps. Michael for $1.99. Thank you, Michael. Are we seeing a new Hollywood? Indies over blockbusters. There's some spacing stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, my eyes not what they used to be. Gonna have to get some glasses soon, or I'm gonna have to keep awkwardly leaning in. Are we seeing a new Hollywood? Indies over blockbusters? Well, I am going to be covering, I guess you would call it an indie, in a little while here for my fourth and final topic after this third one, which is why I took some water, because I'm going to be going on a bit of a rant, which is Terrifier 3 coming home to video. Terrifier 3, I believe, was the #1 movie this year in terms of revenue, but we'll get to it. Yeah, I think horror is becoming more and more popular as years go by because it's able to be more creative. It seems like there's no restrictions on what they can do, and I love it. And I think a lot of people are really gearing towards those types of films because, yeah, they are shot a lot cheaper, but a lot of times they're doing way more with the budgets, and they are able to think outside the bun a lot more. There's always going to be room for blockbusters, but I think people are definitely being a lot more careful with what they're throwing their money at these days. $5 for Shadow Humor. Green screen, the movie. Yeah. In terms of Minecraft, it really is green screen, the movie. Doesn't look like there's any practical sets, which is a shame. But maybe there are. Maybe we'll get a behind-the-scenes featurette where they show some of these Minecraft rooms that they built. And that would be cool. It would be nice to get a couple real sets. I doubt it, though. All right, one more drink of water and we'll go into the rant. Just rant it. you ever have an itch, and then when you itch it, the next thing itches, and then something else, and then you're basically just itching every part of your body. That didn't just happen to me. I'm just wondering if that's happened to you. All right, here we are. Get that damn comment out of there. Get out of there, Shadow Humor. Might be hard to read by the thumbnail, but that's supposed to be Toothless from the How to Train Your Dragon, how to fuck your dragon live action movie. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is here. How to Train Your Dragon got a live action trailer. The world has been on pins and needles. Basically, the whole earth was teetering on an axis waiting for this film to drop to get everything back in alignment. Did it do the job? Are we going to get the film we've all been craving? Well, we did. We got the film, like a decade ago when it came out. It's obviously been longer than a decade since How to Train Your Dragon hit theaters, but I don't remember anything past yesterday, so give me some credit. Why are we doing this? That's the question I have. Why are we doing this again? Outside of money, which is truly the only reason, I have to do a rant here on not just How to Train Your Dragon, but the real reason we're even getting this live action movie. And it's all because of stupid, greedy Disney. Should have saw the signs. When John Favresaurus Rex came out with that Jungle Book live action movie, it was all over. State-of-the-art animation. Graphics were next level. Lifelike creatures running around, talking to a little boy swinging from fake vines on fake trees in front of a green screen. And it was a good movie. It was a good movie. Because it was different. It wasn't the same. There was no shot-for-shot stuff going on here. We had Mowgli, still in familiar settings with familiar characters. This was a darker peek into what happened. This was more of a Lion King-esque storyline, and less a Jungle Book that we grew up with. Not really any music, not a ton of whimsy. It was very, very serious, very real. It made use of the special effects, the live action-y look, that National Geographic feel. But that was just a taste of what was to come. That was a precursor to a much worse timeline that we were going to find ourselves on, friends. They had the right idea, and it wasn't the first time it's been done. There's been other live-action Disney movies that have come and gone. 101 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatians. The Glenn Close vehicles as Cruella de Vil. Those came out back in the 90s. There's been other examples, but I don't remember them. But they're there, trust me. But they were few and far. And they had uniqueness to them. They told a different kind of side of the story. They went different routes with it. But then after the Jungle Book, something changed. Occasionally, we would get another that would be different, a Cruella again, this time with Emma Stone. This time with Emma Stone. We got a couple Maleficent films with Angelina Jolie, really taking a different viewpoint, really taking a different vantage, twisting the story, making the villain almost as an anti-hero. I'm not typically huge on that, but if it works, it works. And I gotta give them credit where credit is due. Those Maleficent movies are fun. What I don't like, what I can't stand, are the remasters. Because that's kind of what they are at the end of the day. They're video game remasters. The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, How to Train Your Dragon. Now, I know the movie's not out yet, but I saw the fucking trailer. Everything in that was storyboarded from the original. I saw the shot of the dragons flying through the tunnel. I saw the shot of Hiccup touching Toothless's stupid head and turning away. Don't eat me. I already saw this movie. It was amazing. The whole How to Train Your Dragon trilogy is a phenomenal film, series, franchise, whatever. They're making an Island of Berk over at Universal Studios. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be majestic. Do you think for a second it's going to have the live action characters featured prominently? Hell to the no. I was at Disney not that long ago. Guess what I didn't see there? Live action shit. It's still the cartoons. Sure, the kids might be amped up to go to the new ones. Sure, your parents want to bite off a piece of that nostalgia cake. But it's all empty calories. When you leave them, do you get the feel, do you get the satisfaction that it was better than the animated classics? Or was it just familiar enough to satisfy you? Did it do anything new and groundbreaking, earth-shattering at all? Or is it just the same exact story told in a worse package? The Little Mermaid. Oh, this Ariel looks different than the cartoon. How profound! How amazing! That's not enough. It's not enough, Disney. Make new stories. Sure, you can use the same properties. You've done it before. I just pointed out a couple you did in the past. Do more of that. There's more angles. There's other like lines that you can go down. Look at Wicked. Wicked's coming out soon, based on the hit Broadway plus the book. It takes a different spin on the Wizard of Oz. And people are going to it in droves. And yes, of course, the lessons learned are not necessarily the right ones, because the last Lion King live action movie made well over $1 billion. It's in, I believe, the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. That's depressing to even say out loud. So of course, DreamWorks is going to look at what Disney's been doing, and they're going to say, yeah, we can do that too, fam. And we're going to do that too. We're going to do that too. God, how scary is it going to be if we get a Kung Fu Panda live action? Oh my God, gross. Jack Black voicing the character again, but this time it's this quasi-realistic looking humanoid abomination. Skadoosh! Starts eating kids. That would actually be cool. That would be something the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey guys do. We have a whole other rabbit hole we can go down. Pun intended, I suppose, accidentally. So not intended in the slightest. I hate these movies. I'm not gonna lie. And you might be like, how dare you, Adam? Aladdin was great. It was fun. I like The Lion King. I can't wait for Mufasa. I'm excited for How to Train Your Dragon. It looks amazing. They're showing it in a new light for a new generation. The old one still works for a new generation. It still works. They're getting this ugly carbon copy. You know, video games are doing this too. Of course, video games are a different genre, and there are differences, right? You play a remaster of an old game from the 90s, you're going to get state-of-the-art graphics. You're going to get maybe the same gameplay or updated controls that work better because we just have technology that advances them in a much more pleasant way. But there's also a lot of remasters that actually ruin the art of the older game. They actually take what worked before, put that new coat of paint on, and it does a disservice to the art style. Because guess what? Sometimes limitations are what bring out the best in creativity. Hell, I'd say oftentimes that's the case, because if the world is your oyster, there's just too much of it to swim in. You need scope, you need vision. And if we're going to have AI generating shit on the fly, and you can add in like a kabillion little terabytes of data that bring up a bunch of just soldiers and whatever effects you want, that's not art anymore. That's some gross new thing that doesn't really need to exist anywhere in the space. But yes, there are modern games that are getting the enhancements, and it's worse. Hell, the Spider-Man that came out a few years ago, maybe I don't know how long it's been, but they remastered it from PS4 to PS5. And in the process, they actually changed how some of the character models looked completely to be more in line with Tom Holland as opposed to more of an Andrew Garfield look, which he kind of previously had. It was different, but I would say it was closer to that. A lot of people were not happy with those changes. I was a little like, I was kind of put out by it too. Like, this isn't the Spider-Man I just played as a year or so back. Well, what the hell's going on here? Granted, I wasn't going to replay the game anyway, so it didn't bother me that much. I think you get my point. And so when I see How to Train Your Dragon, yeah, okay, it looks all right. It's not wowing me because I already was wowed when I saw it before, and I own the movie and I can put it in right now, and I'm gonna get a very, very wonderful experience. What is this thing gonna do that's different? And you could say, hey, you haven't seen the movie yet, how can you judge it? Well, because I have a history now of what these studios have been doing, and I have a very strong feeling DreamWorks is gonna follow the Disney playbook. But I will always give the movie the benefit of the doubt, even if I'm a curmudgeonly old bastard who's been cynical and jaded by this industry for many years. I will still go out, pay my hard-earned money, give it a shot, and give you a fair review. But that doesn't mean I have to be thrilled about it going in. It can surprise me, it can wow me, and that would be great. I would love that. I would love nothing more than that. But God, there's so much you could do with this franchise. Why didn't they just take How to Train Your Dragon and tell a new story with new characters? Hell, it can be based around Burke. Hiccup can be there, Toothless can be there. There's a lot of time in between these movies, especially between where the third movie started and where it ended off, because we kind of get this epilogue at the end that's down the road. There's a lot you could do in a live action setting to further kind of like expand out this world and the lore. There was a TV series, or a couple, I think, How to Train Your Dragon, that went many years, many seasons, that did just that. You could have told stories from those. You could have pulled those into the films. I'm just saying, it really wouldn't have been that hard to do something a bit more creative. That's all. And do I think there's a place for these types of movies? Yeah, I think the best you could do is take a film that didn't previously work, kind of a box office bomb, critically panned, audiences didn't really like it. You take that movie and you redo it. That's a perfect candidate where it has a good idea, a good concept that maybe just wasn't well executed, and you do that one over. But why would studios do that? Why would they take something that wasn't financially viable the first time and try again? That says to me, they're actually passionate about making this work. And where we're at today, passion is the last thing studios are looking for. All right, those are my thoughts. That's my little rant on this new How to Train Your Dragon and any future live action movies that come out. There's ways to do it that I think are much better than the insulting crap we've been given. And I get comments from time to time that are like, why do you care? Don't watch it. Movie's not for you. Nah. I care because I'm a movie critic, you fucking idiot. I care because I'm passionate about movies, and I've seen a stupid amount of them over my miserable time here on Earth. And so I want to express my opinion on the internet. What a crazy, radical idea. You stupid idiot. That's why I care. And because there are a lot of very talented people that are trying hard to get films made. creative, smart, sharp, witty, well-written movies. Thought out storylines and plot points and worlds. It's a whole vision. But that's getting completely ignored because we got to make Toy Story 5. Because we got to make Fast and the Furious 57. And yes, the audiences are there, so why wouldn't they do it? You got to find a happy medium where you're making sequels, you're doing franchises to bring in the bucks, but we also have to have creativity coming out from these studios more. And it's just not the case. The lineup of Disney stuff coming out is depressing. It's all sequels. It's all reboots. It's all live action trash. Hardly anything new. It's just a bummer, that's all. It's just a shame. And we should press them to do better. All right, those are my thoughts. That's my rant. Let me know in the comments yours on How to Train Your Dragon and any other Disney live action. I know this is DreamWorks, but you get what I'm saying. Please like the video. Think of subscribing as I post tons of movie reviews, rants, live streams every week. Would love to have you stick around. And if you really enjoy the content, maybe think about becoming a patron at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. Lots of perks there, and it helps this one-man operation. All right, take care. All right, there's another one down. We're at 50 minutes of record time. Appreciate you guys hanging out for this. You know, I have to say, I'm freaking dominating on these live recordings. When I do this stuff Han Solo without an audience watching me screw up in real time, I screw up constantly. If you saw the editing I have to do on an individual video, you would be floored at the amount. I can't go 2 sentences without tripping over my own stupidity, stumbling on words, getting names wrong. And yeah, I might play back the tape here and realize I did the same thing, but I'm kind of digging this. I'm feeling this. So I appreciate you sticking around and watching. Let's see if we have any more super chats. We have one that I can see. Let me get rid of my branding per usual. Show for usual. Bing Bong for $4.99. R.I.P. Bing Bong. I believe that's the character in Inside Out. Wicked was incredible. The practical effects and singing left me speechless. Hopefully you are able, or hope you are able to enjoy it. Yeah, Bing Bong. I've heard it's very good. Honestly, I'm just indifferent about it. I'm hoping that I get blown away. I'm hoping it's a good time. My daughter is really looking forward to it. You know, I celebrate Ariana Grande's entire catalog. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I like a lot of pop princess music. Little Sabrina Carpenter, little Olivia Rodrigo. I actually have a video on my second channel, Adam Does Rants, that I desperately need to add another video to. It's been like a month, where I talk about my shame of not only loving, you know, Linkin Park, Billy Talent, Metallica, Megadeth, or Our Lady Peace, Jimmy Eat World, Anne Berlin, you know, these different kind of mediums of rock and punk rock. But then also I have like a whole playlist of female pop that I love to listen to, mainly when I code, which is my real job. I find the pop princess stuff just kind of tickles the ear, and I don't have to think about it at all, so it just plays very nicely in the background. Thank you, Bing Bong. We are at the last topic of the evening, of the night. So any final super chats or questions you have for me, put them in now. And after this little video, which will probably be one of the shorter ones because my throat is a little bit parched, I will read those off. So any questions, anything you want to throw at me, please do now or forever hold your peace. Let's get to it. I thought I had a thing on this. Shit, where did that go? 1 second. I had info on this. This isn't the article that I had up before. This will probably work. Give me the dates. Give me the dates. It's all I need. All right, I got it. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, literally nuts of a man that was deballed by Art the Clown in the last Terrifier movie, Terrifier 3. Long story short, it's going to be home in time for the holidays. You got a little one that runs downstairs ready to open the presents. Mama, Papa, what did you get me? Did I get that new Super Soaker? I don't know if kids play with squirt guns anymore. Did I get that new CD from Avril Lavigne? Kids definitely listen to CDs by Avril Lavigne. Did I get Terrifier 3 on Blu-ray, Mama, Papa? You bet your ass you did. Terrifier 3 is coming home for Christmas. I can't wait. 2024, to me, was the year of horror. Not to be confused with whore, which it's always the year for that in my house. But horror, thrillers, were fantastic this year. Smile 2, Pretty Darling, Hereditary, Terrifier 3, The Substance. The list goes on and on until the break of dawn. Almost every movie I gave a glowing review to this year was in that category. And of course, celebrated Red 1 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No, I'm joking. That movie wasn't very good. But I did recall, and I do recalling that I said Terrifier 3 is brilliant with its release date. It's a film that's in the horror genre, so you release it around Halloween, but it's got a Christmas feel to it, so you can double dip and release the Blu-ray, the digital, the DVDs at Christmas time. Brilliant marketing. And it's one of the many reasons why this was the #1 highest grossing movie of the year. And I'm not even joking. Budget wise, it had $2 billion sunk in. That's nothing. And the film grossed almost $90 million. It's amazing. Honestly puts a tear to my eye. I champion originality. And yes, we're on the third Terrifier already, of course. But these are very small scale films, with the second movie only having like a $250,000 budget. So this one has definitely upped the ante, and you can tell on the screen. Acting's much better, violence is more violent, the gore is gorier, the story is, it's there. I don't really know what it is anymore, but it's fine. It's serviceable. And you know what you're getting, and you get what you're paid. I almost had that. And you know what you're getting, and you get what you paid for. I still fucked it up. And you know what you're getting, and you get what you paid for. It's just a hard thing to say for me. I don't know why. Listen, this just makes sense. Let me break down what you can unwrap this holiday season with your loved ones. Available on all video on demand. $24.99 to purchase, $19.99 to rent. Oh, interesting. There's going to be some video on demand offerings on Apple, Amazon Prime, other places I can't be bothered to look up. It's going to be about $24.99 to buy, $19.99 to rent. That's how they get you with that rental price. $20 to rent, $25 to buy. Forget about it. You're going to buy it. Just buy it. You know you're going to want to rewatch Art shove a fucking rat thing down a person's mouth, little tunnel for him to go into, and then watch the rats fall out the innards. That's a storybook Christmas right there, folks. There will be a digital release and a physical copy as well. The physical's coming out in December 17th. I forgot everything else about it already. 4 physical editions. Got a standard 29. Oh my God. I'm looking at, I got a list next to me, and the physical editions are wild. We have a standard DVD at $29.99. We have a collector's edition, Blu-ray edition, short for edition, $38.99. That's getting up there. Collector's edition 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray. Okay, $46.98. Almost, that's $50. $50. And then the collector's, we haven't even hit the collector's edition, 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray Steelbook for $49.98. Well, really only a couple dollars difference between the non-Steelbook and the Steelbook prices. Okay. There's going to be a director's commentary on there. There's going to be some decent bonus features, but I just got to give them props. This small-ass studio with some very talented individuals really figured out a great marketing ploy. Bring out a horror film at Halloween, smack it in a Christmas setting, repackage it for the holiday. It's perfect. It's honestly perfect. Say what else you get in this? Okay. Let me just, the bonus features for the release include a making of featurette as well as the eulogy log, which is described as a creepy twist on the traditional Yule log, featuring David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. So he's reprising his role. That's beautiful. That's going to be a fun time. Collectors are going to eat it up. Those prices are pretty crazy, but maybe not for collectors. I haven't bought a Blu-ray. I think the last Blu-ray I bought was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Why I bought that, I have no idea. I mean, I love the Guardians movies, but why that just jumped out to me to buy? Maybe it's the colors. I'm like a 4-year-old, so when I see a lot of colors and fancy graphics and stuff, maybe a little bit of a 3D effect on the cover, I'm like, ooh, piece of candy. I gotta have that. Piece of candy. Oh, piece of candy. I buy that shit up. But no, I think that was one of the last ones I bought. Unless it was one of the Harry Potter Blu-rays. We had a situation, it was ugly, where, and this is a side tangent, you can leave the video if you want, otherwise just stick around for the fireworks. Years ago, a great war took place in the digital space. Well, actually in the physical space. This was pre-digital. It was Blu-ray versus HD DVD. To many of you, HD DVD is nothing, doesn't exist, it never existed. But I can assure you, I can attest to the fact that it very much did at one point. A great war waged on for a few years. Years I will never forget. We had Warner Brothers backing one. We had Universal backing the other. It was this powerful yin-yang dynamic, a push-pull struggle. Think a coup versus Samurai Jack. Smashing, clashing sword and dark energy together, and I was squarely on the HD DVD side. Why? I felt like rooting for the underdog, and I owned a stupid Xbox 360 at the time, so it had that ridiculously priced $300 or $400 HD DVD add-on thing you could get. But then my 360 red ringed like everyone's did because it was shit. And then I lost not only the system, but the player is completely rendered useless since it required the 360 for some reason, because Microsoft decided in their infinite wisdom to just throw a wrench into Sony's plans by making that HD DVD thing. They didn't give any fucking shits about the war itself. They just wanted Sony to hurt because they didn't want them to win the Blu-ray battle. Well, they won. Spoiler, they won. What did that mean for old Adam there? Well, it meant I was sitting on a mountain of HD DVDs that were basically rendered useless. A few of which were Harry Potter. We circled back to it. I did the weave. I weaved right back to it. I have a bunch of HD DVDs that were useless. 2 or 3 Harry Potter movies. So what did I do? Well, of course, I rebought those on Blu-ray because now I'm all in on Blu-ray. I'm a turncoat. I picked them up, and then when I got to like the 4th or 5th of the 9 series collection, they released a master set Blu-ray box that contained all 9 films, and the price of it was actually cheaper than it would have been for me to purchase the next 4 that I didn't have. And so I bought the box set. And so now I own several Harry Potters on HD DVD, several on Blu-ray, and then the whole collection again on Blu-ray. Plus, I'm pretty sure we purchased 1 or 2 digitally at one point or another. And I think I have maybe not so legal ripped digital versions too. So I have Harry Potter up the ass. Okay? It's wild stuff. What was I talking? What's this video even on? Oh yeah, Terrifier 3 coming home for Christmas. Make sure to get your copy today. Happy holidays, motherfucker. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, Adam Does Movies, as I talk about films and I review stuff and I do live streams, and occasionally I get way off topic and you have no idea what was even happening anymore. And I can assure you I don't either, because I just blacked out for about 5 minutes straight back there. Okay, if you love what I'm doing, think about becoming a patron. It's just an easy breezy click away. Patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. You get access to a whole bunch of exclusives over there, 300 and counting every month. If you join at the 1 tier, you have access to all of them. If you get a little higher up, you're going to get an exclusive episode of The Cringe every single month. It's a satirical, hilarious show. If you're at like $10 a month, you get The Cringe. You get an exclusive review over there. Sometimes you get a commentary with me and a buddy. And then if you go to the higher levels, you get all of that, plus a vlog with my family every month. And these aren't just some rinky-dinky holding up the phone, talking to it for 5 minutes. No, lots of camera shots, a lot of beautiful footage. And it's a good time. And it all just accumulates to helping the channel grow. It's one-man band. And I would appreciate it. All right, hopefully I see you next time. And there we are, folks. We did it. 1 hour and 6 minutes of footage on my camera. We're going to stop the recording on the audio that I captured separately. I'm going to title this November live stream clips. Shit, I don't know. We'll call it something like that. All right. Oh, what a rush. What a wild time. All right, thank you guys for watching. Let's go to some super chats. If you want me to hang out for a little while and talk, fill in the void in your empty life, along with filling my own life void, that's great. If not, that's cool too. I'm excited to report, I mean, it's sad, but true, Metallica, that I'm on episode 5 of The Penguin. I've been slowly getting through it. I'm really enjoying it a lot. It's getting better with every episode. And the wife and I have decided we're going to start a new show. Well, we did start it 3 days ago, The Bear. It's been out for a few seasons, critically acclaimed. Finally jumped into it. We are already done with season 1. The show is freaking awesome. Another one where it starts out a little slow, not sure where it's going to go, but man, I'm all in now. And I'm super excited to watch season 2 right after this, as a matter of fact. But let's get to some super chats. And yeah, and then I can tell you a little bit about what's coming up on the channel. Green screen, the movie. Is this the one we're on? Oh, I saw that one already. I got to take off the branding again. I'll get this down. I'll get this figured out. Let me know, by the way, if you like this kind of new format where, you know, it's live, but I'm also doing the live recordings, giving you a little bit to at least look at. I'll try to give you more like little elements and stuff as we go. But honestly, for me, this worked really well. I did not, I screw up so much when I do this by myself, as I stated, but whatever. Anyway, The Flail for $2. Thank you, The Flail. Dwayne is top Hollywood meme king. Yeah. Yeah. Although nothing's gonna meme harder than the Shaquille O'Neal shimmy shake with the corgi. That's still my favorite. And you know what? Actually, Bully Maguire, Toby Maguire from Spider-Man 3, those memes are the best. My son has finally been getting those memes on his phone. And so he'll just come up to me and go, "You're trash, Brock. I'm going to put some dirt in your eye." So good. So good. You're trash, Brock. Targaryen boss for $9.99. Thank you, Targaryen boss. I was forced by my wife to go see Wicked. 9:10, and I cannot stress enough how much I did not want to see this. Can't wait to hear your thoughts when you see. What's your top 3 movies this year so far? Well, that's actually very comforting to hear. I am getting like more cautiously optimistic about Wicked now, so that's very nice to hear. We're doing a double feature, by the way, tomorrow. My daughter and I, or not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Thursday. I was saying tomorrow, I meant Thursday. I apologize. Thursday, I have to see it like the rest of the peasants. I don't get early access to things, although hopefully that will change down the road. I'm doing a double feature with my daughter, Olivia. Olivia, little promotion for her again. She has started a YouTube channel, Olivia, or it's called Being Real with Olivia. Being Real, REEL, like a film reel, play on words, pun. She gets it. She is a lot more, I guess, serious than I am, which is interesting. In real life, she's not. She's actually incredibly funny, very quick-witted, but in her reviews, she's very professional, and it's just kind of a fun, like, going from my stuff where I'm like pretending to jerk off a giant over to her channel where she's like kind of deep diving into an episode of Arcane and talking about the rich context and the history of the characters. And then you're back to me and I'm like pretending I'm in a John Wick movie. It's very funny. But yeah, Being Real with Olivia, maybe throw a subscribe over there if you think you could, if you plan on watching her stuff, that would be cool. She is only 15. She's very much still getting her feet wet with the whole thing, but I was proud of her for putting herself out there, and yeah, I'm a proud dad right now. Connor, not so much wanting to do it. He's into the I'm going to sit around and play Fortnite phase of his life, but again, he's 12 and a half. That's great. Do your thing. I wish I was back there. I've said this before, but I think I have actually wasted, and I shouldn't say wasted because I would do it all over again in a heartbeat, but I have put a full year, if we boiled all the time I played Halo 2 and 3 up, I think I probably have a full year of my life dedicated to just playing those games with buddies online multiplayer. Oh my God, it was beautiful. It was such a beautiful thing. I'd do it all over again if I could. As for my top 3 movies of the year, The Substance, I can say without even question. And then I would not be able to tell you until I look back on the others. They're honestly probably all in the horror genre. I don't know if there was any major blockbusters that came out where I was blown away. Yeah, I don't think there was. I think they're all going to be in the horror genre in the top 3 or 5. I will have a top 10 at the end of the year, as always. I will probably do it live, and then I will edit it to shit and back for a regular video. And then I will have a top 10 worst. The top 10 worst I always do better by quite a bit because it's just more fun, I guess, to bitch and rag on movies that are bad. But that'll be fun. I'm sorry I don't have those other answers, but The Substance is definitely in the top 10. Make sure I didn't miss any up here's. I don't think so. So we got one more super chat. People really want me to watch The Bear, and I appreciate it. C piece for $1.99. Thoughts on Harry Potter show in 2026? I haven't seen anything on it. I don't really have any excited thoughts. It's kind of like the How to Train Your Dragon trailer. Really don't give a shit at all. I have 9 movies that I love already. I don't really need any more screen adaptations. That doesn't mean they can't be great. That doesn't mean the show can't be really well done. I'm gonna wait and see. I don't know how you top the movies. They got to do something new. That's really again, it's like you have this huge, rich wizarding world. They managed to make an amazing video game. Hogwarts Legacy was awesome, told a new story. Why couldn't they do that with the TV series? Make a Wizarding World show, but it doesn't need to be Harry Potter. I don't know anyone that doesn't like Harry Potter. They built a whole damn Wizarding World at Universal, and they have 3 of them now. The third one comes up next year at Epic Universe with the same with the Islands of Berk. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not optimistic. I'm not like anti doing it. I just don't really understand the point again outside of just money because Warner Brothers has made so many bad decisions over the last few years, hemorrhaging money with the DCEU failure. They cut a bunch of movies. Like they had a Looney Tunes movie that they just put on the chopping block. That Batgirl movie that was supposedly terrible didn't even see the light of day. That Mortal Kombat movie sucked, and they're making another one of those. There's just a lot of mistakes, I think, that Warner Brothers has made, who used to be synonymous with pretty awesome films. So, yeah, we'll see. I just think it's a way for them to easily make money off of a franchise. The Fantastic Beasts didn't even finish. How do you drop the ball so bad that you couldn't even make another Harry Potter franchise film work? And so I guess to their credit, they look at that and they're like, okay, well, we tried to do new stories. People hated them. Let's go back to the well. Albus Severus Potter for $9.99. He's here. What an amazing. Actually curious if you think Harry Potter's show will be ruined if they cast any of the main characters with different skin tones, like if Hermione was black. No, that doesn't. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care what color their skin is. I just want good stuff. I know it's such a silly thing, and I've talked about this before. This is not one of those channels, folks. Maybe to the dismay of some, I'm not one of those guys. I don't make rage content for the sake of like getting people worked up over trivial shit. Yes, I think that there's definitely identity politic crap going on with Disney and the people in charge over there that make those decisions. I thought it was silly that The Little Mermaid was Halle Bailey, not because Halle Bailey's not talented. I think she is incredibly talented, has a beautiful voice, and she did a great job as Ariel. I think it's silly because Disney made these one-to-one remakes where they did all the same music, the same setting, but they changed the look of Ariel just so they could get people riled up talking about it and hope that they get them to the theater. And that way they can say, "Oh, we checked off a box. Good for us. We went against the norm." No, you made a shitty remake and then you did a race swap just to get some controversy and to pat yourselves on the back. That's not art. That's just stupid. They could have made a Little Mermaid Ariel with Halle Bailey that was in a different setting or had a different story, but they told the same story with all the same characters and the same music. So yes, there's going to be that, like, what the fuck? Why? I don't understand. You made everything else so true to the character's looks. Like, this isn't a race thing. It's just we wanted someone that looked like the character in the cartoon because everything else does thing. And there's almost no way to talk about this without getting, cast to the wolves or whatever. But I'm also a person that doesn't lose sleep over it. I just see the bullshit. And it's like kind of like that the least of the problems of these live action movies are the color of a character's skin. Let's put it that way. That's the least of their problems. You're not going to see a Tiana movie that's going to be a white chick as Tiana. That's not going to happen. So it's a one-way street, and they do it because again, I already pointed it out. It's just a way to get more exposure to the film and to be like, look what we did. Aren't we amazing people? Sure. But as far as like getting upset and making like 35 videos on the subject, that's not my style either. I'm not a person that gets bothered by movies with the strong female lead that's 90 pounds soaking wet who can beat up a room full of guys. That doesn't bother me. I actually champion that. I think it's hot. And usually they cast really attractive people to do it. The new Ana de Armas ballerina movie, fuck yeah, I'm into it. It wasn't that long ago, people, before all this toxic masculinity came about, that people were into lesbians in films. Wild Things come to mind for some of you guys. It wasn't that long ago when you liked a good-looking woman who could beat up a bunch of dudes. I remember Lines Around the Corner for that stupid-ass Barbed Wire movie. I remember a lot of people loved the Charlie's Angels movies. If those Charlie's Angels movies came out today, there would be a lot of idiots online yelling woke to the top of their lungs. People will say in the comments, oh, great, another stupid Hollywood movie where a tiny woman can like pick up a 300-pound guy and like flip him over their head and blah, 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 blah. I hate to break it to you guys, but a 60-some-year-old John Wick is not surviving falling down 900 flights of steps after killing like 1 million dudes. It's not realistic either. It's not even in the realm of realism. It's still absolutely switching your brain off shit. I just, it annoys me to no end. And then you get the whole like, oh, you're playing in the middle, you're a fence sitter. No, I'm just like this outrage culture and like the whole one side or another thing is exhausting to me when it comes to movies. I'm here to talk about movies, not to talk about what some idiot actor said in real life that got him in hot water. Like, the water's wet, the sky is blue, celebrities say stupid shit. Who gives a fuck? It's the same song and dance over and over again. So those are my thoughts. Hope I answered your question. CP's 199. Man, Adam, love your takes. They need you in Hollywood. Well, I appreciate that, CP. I appreciate that. Okay, I think I'll end it there. I don't see any more super chats, but you know what's fun about these lives? I'll just say this. If I were to come out with a video that just said what I just said separately, I would lose probably, well, I did. I came out with this a couple years ago. I would lose a couple hundred subs instantly and get like hundreds of negative comments. It's just wild how fragile people are. I did a video, you can find it, I think, and yes, I was kind of being a smug, I guess, dick in the video, because that's kind of the vibe I sometimes play off. But I did a video a couple years back called Not Every Movie is Woke. And man, the level of hate and the amount of subscribers that flood the channel was amazing. And I'm not sad that I lost subscribers. I'm sad that so many, and I want to imagine they're mostly guys, were so like butthurt over me pointing out obvious truths in that video. And the truth is, for every little outrageous thing you can throw a fit about from some independent movie or a big movie where you have a couple of gay people in the movie, or you have like a trans random background character, or it's a strong female lead, or there's just a black person existing in a film, it's not always woke, and it rarely is. It's just Hollywood is trying to open more doors and give more opportunities. And even if we pretend that all of those movies are woke, Hollywood still very much appreciates us white middle-aged dudes and older. And I actually went through and listed off every single weekend. There were several movies coming out that had a male white protagonist that some of these crybaby channels pretend don't exist or are getting like removed from the legacy. Like, Chris Pratt's not struggling for work. Tom Cruise is still coming out with Mission Impossible movies. James Bond still exists. Like, I seriously went through every single week for like 4 months, and it was just every week male white protagonist, nonstop for all the big ones. And we could do that still. We could still do that today, and it would be the same. Yes, there's a lot of eye rolling crap that comes out. I pointed this out actually in a couple other videos. I know I'm rambling here, but I talked to a couple actors in Hollywood that, they've been in some prominent stuff, but they told me straight up the best way to get funding on like Netflix movies, especially, and this is why you see it in a lot of Netflix movies, is from LGBT. I can't remember all the fucking long ass acronym, but to get funding from those groups, there's a lot of PACs and a lot of groups that will give movie companies money if they feature a gay person, trans person, representation of any kind that falls within their umbrella. And so why the hell wouldn't they? That's like easy money. And that's why you see so many films on Netflix, especially like newer, smaller movies that do have the gay friend or, whatever it might be. And then you have these channels that are like, it's the messaging, it's part of the agenda to brainwash people to be gay or something. I don't even know what is the agenda. What does it even fucking mean? No, the agenda is getting funding for your movie, which is really hard to do. And so if you can make another $200,000 that you can put towards your film by just adding in a new character or changing the, whatever, the pronouns of the character, sure. Easy Bankable funds. Is it right? No. No, you should make movies that are true to yourself and your vision. But I also don't blame them for doing it if they need the funding and it's there. And so that's the real reason. But you're not going to hear that on those channels. And okay, I think I'm done for good now. Thank you guys very much for watching the live stream. Hope you appreciate the rants. Look for these videos in their smaller micro forms in the next couple days. I will have a review for, I'm taking Olivia, like I said, she has her own channel. We're going to do a double feature, which is going to be a long ass day at the movies, but I took the day off. Thursday, we're going to Gladiator 2, which I think is like 2.5 hours long, and Wicked 2, which I think is 2.5 hours long. So that's 5 hours plus 30-minute trailers for each. So that's a 6-hour day at the theaters. That's kind of brutal, to be honest with you. That's not that fun for me. I like going to movies for fun, but this is now starting to feel like a job once in a while. And at least they're two cool movies. I think I'll be very happy with both of them, to be honest with you. So look for reviews right out of the theater reactions. We plan on doing those. And then I will have actual reviews coming either Friday or over the weekend with spoiler videos, probably to follow for both, depending on how those videos do. That's been my approach now. If the reviews do well and they get good views and traction, I'll go into the spoiler videos. That's just what it is. Next week, oh my God, fuck. I almost forgot tomorrow. Tomorrow there's a new shitty Christmas movie coming to Netflix. I'm going to review that too. I'm having fun with these crappy Christmas movies. Chad Michael Murray's in this one. So look for that review tomorrow, possibly. Otherwise, Thursday for sure. All right. Talk to you soon. Take care. Woo! That was a